Welcome viewers to the channel. In this video, I will be making a quick compressed tutorial on Filmora. It's all about learning Filmora in less than 20 minutes. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. There's lots of content coming on this channel, trying to post much videos in short time spans. Now, really and truly, you can't really learn Filmora in less than 20 minutes. There's so much, but let's go ahead and start with it. So first off, I'm going to start with my media area. This is my project media. This is my folder. You can import media in different ways. You can import files single. So I'm just going to import a file. I'm going to add this image. And each image, for you to know, is 5 seconds. If I click on this image here, you'll see a preview, and you can see the max here is 5 seconds. I have a video that I recorded, which is almost 10 minutes, and you can simply just drag and drop it like that into your media area right here. Or I'll have to delete that. That's from my last video. I'll delete this section here. So when I drag and drop it, you can see it has two parts to it. I'll change the frame rate to keep it the same. You can see the video right here. You can see the audio right here. And you can also close on it like here by zooming out on the timeline. And same for the audio, you can do the same. I'll leave it like here for the time being. Generally, I'm just going to remove it. Just going to show you how you can simply add video and audio. So here you have the preview. Once you click on it, if you don't want to add media by singles, you can simply click here on the drop down and then click on media folder. If you have a folder which has all the media that you need, for example, a empty memory card which has all the media that you just recorded stored in one folder on the memory card, so you just import the whole memory card right here using the folder option here. Now there's so much media you can get. So there's different kits, influencer kits, and so on. Just keep it like here, keep on my folder. So you can add stock media. You can see there's a library of, and there's solid colors in case you want a background. They have gradient colors. They have motion backgrounds. Now you can also add different media, not only from library, but you can also add patterns from different websites like Pixels and so on. This is an external website. I'm okay with that. So here you can get media from here just by going through the external website. You have Giphy, Pixabay, and Splash. But I'm just going to keep it on library, which is everything that's free in Filmora. There's space. There's so much that you can add right here. Now, I'm going to keep it like that. I'm going to first add an intro. And how do I do that? I'm going to go to templates. Titles also have intros. So if I want to add a nice little intro, I can just go to title effects. Or just simply type in intro right here in the search bar. And I can add an intro. But I want to go to templates. It has audio and video all together. I'm going to go to a social media template. Here you can see if you have a podcast, if you have different screens you want to add, different live videos you want to add to it. Simple as that, you can do that. Or just here on templates, I'm just going to add a simple, here's one for 21 seconds. It will do me quite well for this tutorial. Click on it, it downloads, and I'm going to put it right there. It will come directly with its audio below. What I can simply do, right click on it, and then I can simply just, where is the audio? Here. So you can adjust audio by clicking on it, but apparently that video comes with audio and video combined, and there is an option to remove or to separate the audio, but for now I'm not going to look for it. It's supposed to be exactly here, but here I'm also going to add some music. So we've been through templates here. There's so many templates you can choose from. Split screens, I've been through that. If you want to have two people speaking at the same time in your video editing tool, so if you have an interview with someone, you can have someone on the one side and someone on the number two side. And there's so many different split screens, different shapes, and so on. Now I'm gonna go back and I will have mine. So right now I have not put any templates in, but that's okay. You have stickers right here, And if you notice, I'm moving from right to left because that's the most interesting part. They were kind of way further apart. And so this is my video right here. I'm going to lower my volume, and you can clearly see if I want to add a subscribe to it, I'm going to subscribe it above. If you put it below, this video will cover it. For example, listen and watch carefully. If I put it below, I'm going to add a video above. So if I put this one above, you can clearly see that the subscribe is gone. It's now disappeared because it works in layers. The layers which are higher above, they are the ones that are more visible. They're the one that's visible. So I'm going to click on that arrow. I'm going to scale it like this. I'm going to put it like here in the bottom left. You can change it to whatever you want. But those are trending. But here you can add as much things that you want. At the end, you can, if I don't want to be scrolling like this to get to the end, if the end is just here, I'll get to that point here. So here you can see this here says zoom to fit. I can click it. And for example, if the zoom is like here, and click on zoom to fit, it will just make all media display in the timeline without me needing to scroll on the x-axis left to right. Now, if I click this, you can clearly see kind of way laggy a bit though. It's kind of way laggy a bit. Reason being because I have so many softwares running in the background, and there's, if you look at and you hover over any of those, what you will get is a nice quick preview as to what you actually just willing to put in. So if I go like here, so I add the subscribe animated. It's as simple as that. So there's so many different stickers you can add. You can add arrows, you can add circles, you can add likes, you can add fire stickers. And as I said, you can just simply just put your mouse over it, and simple as that. It gives you a nice preview as to what it really does. And it's really quite modern. It's really quite great. Now the next thing I'll be showing on the timeline is to explain to you the different options available. So this is my fire here. Kind of way lags a bit as I said, but nevertheless. Now the next thing you have to be mindful of is those settings above. So you already know what this one does. This one scales everything. It doesn't change the shape, but it zooms out the timeline so that everything fits to the screen. This one on the other hand is a quick preview mode. If you have a quick preview, then yeah, you'll be able to get that. Here is the snap. So if you do snap everything together. So example, if you have two media files that you want to add, now I'll zoom out and I go to my stock media. In my stock media, I just go to my, in my media right here. Everything that I've added goes in my media right here. I can simply just, I don't want this one, I want the image. Drag and drop and it snaps. So this is generally what the snap does. And I can disable it and I can be able to put it over without it snapping, but it will overlay until it will actually distort the whole purpose of the video being in the timeline or the media at all. So here you can have audio and video, but since I have this intro right here which already has the audio waves instead of being below here, what I can simply do in the audio here, I can have a voice changer. If I have voices, I just have basic. I can change the audio right here. I'll zoom in, I just snap it in and look at here. This is the orange part. I think I'll just simply just mute this one by putting the volume down to 0, and you just saw here the audio waves go all the way down, and I'm going to add a 57 minute audio And what's going to happen is that you can see here, you can see the audio waves, and use this here and change the decibels, how loud it gets. Or I can simply just do it over here. Voice changer available, speed settings available, you can increase the speed, all that. And the fade in, you can see that faint, look at over here, you see that faint line, that faint triangle. I just fade it in the song for almost 2 minutes. And same for the ending, you can fade out like here, so it'll get from its normal decibels and start going lower. Now if I want to cut video and audio, I can simply just click on what I want to cut, like this, around it get white, and then I press the cut button. So you can see that the audio is now cut. So now what I'm going to be doing, I'll go to the end and I will just press cut. If nothing is selected, nothing has the white outline around it, and I press cut, everything will cut, as you can see. Now I just cut this a while ago. All I'm gonna do is select it. It'll outline with the white, and I just press the delete button, or I can just right click and press delete. Simple as that. Now this one no longer has the fade out, so I'm going to add my fade out right here. So this one here is that if you want to add a voiceover, you could do that. This one here, if you want to add a marker as to a point that you want to mark to remember to go to something afterwards, you can do that also. This one here is a preview. If you want to render a quick preview of the video, you can also do that. This one over here, if I click on it, let's say I click on this image here, you can see here, you can have a drawing tool to draw on it. This one here says more, so you can have more features. Like example, if you want to add keyframing, duration, color matching, text to speech. So if you have a subtitle, which is also a text, you can also change it to speech. I click on this here, and I can click on the crop. You have to click on a media, so you can click on crop. So here, I click on crop here, or I can do ALTC, and then I can simply just crop it to the size that I want to, or I can do a pan and a zoom. So I can start at full size, and I can end by clicking on end, drag and drop it, reshape it, and I can zoom out to this window like here. So if I'm here like here, you can clearly see it zooms out. Or I can just do, I can go back by pressing ALTC or just my crop button. I'll go on pan and zoom, I'll reset it, and I'll go back to crop. I'll leave it on crop, so our pan and zoom will be disabled, as simple as that. The next thing you have to understand is that here you can clearly see that there's many different layers of audio and video. You can add as much layers as you want of audios and videos. Here is the undo, and here is the preview. Here is your switching tool, so you can just select. And here is your delete button if you don't want to right click and then press delete, for example like that. Then press the delete above here, or just press your delete button. So here you can clearly see they have AI translations and so much more. To get into titles, you can see there's so many titles that you can add, and I'm going to add a title at the end like this. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to load, but there's so many titles that you can add right here. My internet is a little bit really slow because I'm in a room that blocks the internet, and that's why. So here you can see the title, simple as that. Now this image here, you can clearly see there's black around it. What I'm going to do in my preview here, I can click on it and I can just change the size of it. And if you notice, there's numbers over there changing, which is the X and the Y as being scaled. You can also unlock it if you want to distort or stretch the video. It's all up to you. Or you can go to color. So if you have a video or audio, you're going to adjust the color of it. You can adjust the temperature. I put it in a little bit low. Now let's look better, nice and sharp. And then I'm going to put the exposure a little bit darker. and brightness a little bit higher, make it look freaking awesome. Now that looks like a really great picture, I must say. Now, contrast is something you can also add. I'm just playing around. Now, you see that there's titles and there's many more you can add to. There's title templates. There's so much more. For example, you have a news channel. You can add a title like that. So those lower thirds, you can add them. Where it is, lower thirds, subtitles. You can add subtitles and just edit your subtitles on your own. It's as simple as that. You can simply just add your subtitles and talk. Transitions. I want to transition from one to another. I can just click on the transition I want, drag and drop it. So if you look at here, look at this transition. I will undo and I will add a glitchy transformation. And here you can see, I think I missed it. Oh yeah, you can see the glitch. You can clearly see the glitch. Oh, I can just do this one, which is one of my favorites, the zoom out. As easy as that. There's so many different transitions that you can choose from. There's 3D slides. Yeah, there's so many you can choose from. Brushes. Every single thing that you need, it's there. Now, I'll go to effects. As you can clearly see, there's video effects like glitches. All these things are free. Now, filters on the other hand, you can clearly see there are filters here. So if I want to add a filter above every single thing, I'm going to add this filter right here in this video here. So everything right here will be black and white. I think that's kind of how it was in the first place. So I'll shift it to the video here, and the filter is 5 seconds. So everything below this filter will be filtered. So I'm going to undo it right here because my color looks really better than just having a filter. But you're going to have filters and it's quite easy to use. We've been through stickers. Stickers come in the ways as GIFs and animated every single way possible. Circles, for example, you want to circle something, you do that. You already know about pan and zoom. We've been through templates, we've been through titles and audio. There's so many audios you can choose from. You can also have text to speech, sound effects. For example, this one. Or you have a glitch effect. You have swooshes, you have clicks, like a mouse click. Simple as that. You can do your own stuff and create your own templates if you want to. Now, for here, what we're then going to be doing, we're going to work a little bit the audio. So on the audio here, you can change the volume, fade in, fade out, balance it on the speakers. If you want the left speaker to be playing only, the right speaker only, you do all that. The next thing you got to do is pitches and equalizers. And for the most important part of it, if you have your own voiceover, example, you click on here or you input a audio, you can do a denoise, which works really well. It reduces your noise. Or you can also do an AI speech enhancement, wind removal, a deverb, a hum removal. What I usually always use, I use wind removal, denoise. I don't usually always use AI because sometimes it make it worse. But really that's it. So here you can see all the tools and so on. You have the file here. So you can also start new projects and end new projects. Open a project. And that was like obvious, that's why I skipped it. And you can have edits right here. But to make this video nice and simple and end this video right here, your timeline here, everything that you've added and you're comfortable with, you press the play button, you're okay with it, and then you go to export here. So you're going to export it to your device, export it to YouTube, TikTok, Vimeo, or you also can burn it to a CD, and as simple as that, that is it. And one of the most important parts is saving it. But don't worry about that. If you have an issue with your computer and it just crashes, the next time you open Filmora, it will detect that you had a crash, and then it will ask you if you would you like to restore your last project. You click yes, and everything will be there. You don't lose anything. So that's really the great thing about Filmora. So here you can see qualities, and here you can be a little bit more advanced and choose out your video scopes and look at it. But that's kind of it. Right now I'm logged into my YouTube here, and I can simply just click here, edit my thumbnail. It can generate thumbnails for me also. I'm not going to wait for all that to happen. So I can just simply add it to my device, my local machine, YouTube, and then change the name, change the category, change the title here, the description. I said earlier. Here you can see the size, the duration, and then just press export. It exports, and that's it. That's generally it for Filmora. Quite a lot you can really see here. Stock media, a lot that you can actually go through, quite a lot. So if you're interested in Filmora, this is not sponsored. 20 minutes has passed. I've been speaking for 1 minute prior to starting this video, so that's kind of way okay. But that's it for this video. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. The next video I will be going back to my WordPress and so on. But generally that's it. Thanks for watching.